Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Tea Time with Ronald Mercer. I finally have my first guest host, and guess who's here? Nate Lavelle. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nate Lovell. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I reside in LA. I'm just excited to be here.
Absolutely. How long have you been in LA now? Which what you laughing
A
at?
long time, 10 years.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, perfect.
I'm just, what?
What? Go ahead.
Hmm?
Were you about to say something?
Don't say anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. Next
I wasn't
question.
about to say anything.
Okay, we're perfect. I was going to ask you, like, what are some of your passions? Like, what do you do? Like,
Well, I moved to LA for acting, of course. I'm also a writer. I'm a poet. I was hosting a open spoken word night, open mic night at Mickey's in West Hollywood for a year, every Tuesday night. So yeah, overall I'm an artist. I went to school for acting, so that's what I'm currently pursuing here in LA. Doing that whole artist hustle thing.
absolutely. Well, do you want to give them a little bit backstory, like how we met, how this first started off? Because bitch, we're met.
Well, I met this crazy fool
Girl, some of the people that
at
we
Mickey's West Hollywood.
correct. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
me and Nate
Messes.
met. That place was a hot ass fucking mess. Not only that, so me and Nate, we met over a
Mm-hmm.
year and a half ago because we worked together back in 2021. And some of the people that we worked with, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
crazy as hell. Remember the butler? By the way, the butler is a term that we use for one person who literally cleans fucking toilets, does everything people tell them to do. He's this black guy. He just literally kisses ass. Like, he's just a hot ass mess. Not only that, he's not one of the crazy people
Mm-hmm.
that work there. Everyone who works there, sorry, I'm gonna call it the way it is a hot ass mess. Like I said, they all are drunks. One of the managers, if you're seeing this, Adam, hi Adam, you're a mess. We love you, but you're a hot ass mess. Aaron, if you're seeing this too, you're a mess as well. You drink 2 bottles of red wine a day, which we all know this. So, yes. So, yeah, me and Nate work together, and that place, shit show. Like, we love it. Like, don't get me wrong. We love the people that we work with. Well, few people. But in general, overall, no, I don't think I would ever go back to that. Majority of people that I worked with hated me, which I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, I pay my own bills. They don't pay my bills, and I could care less about them. So let's just get that clear. I just want to.
You love to be hated, though.
I do exactly, and you know what? Guess what, bitch? I still be
Yeah.
striving. These bitches could never. Like, bitch, I run my own business. I don't need anyone. Like we have talked about many times. I have been fired from every fucking job. And guess what? I'm still doing better than these hoes. These bitches been working at these jobs for 30 plus years and they have nothing to show for it. We all know this. Am I right? Bitch. Now
Yes.
we know I'm right. A hot ass man.
Oh my God.
How was your lunch?
Calling everybody out.
You
It
said
was
what?
good. I went to the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Have you been? It's right here on Vine in Hollywood. That's cool.
No, I haven't been.
They're cool little signature cocktails. A little pricey, but it's cool. Yeah, you should check it out.
Okay. I can tell you
You
had
should
a
go.
few recently.
You
She
should
looked
go.
like
It's nice. It's fun.
she's feel a little bit lit. She feels good right now.
Hmm?
I thought you were going to the Abbey.
No, yeah, of course.
Just a man.
No, we decided just to stay here in Hollywood.
Just stay in Hollywood.
Mhm.
Okay. You was
You
like,
know,
you know what?
things change last minute.
We're just gonna go ahead and
Mhm.
keep it simple. Nate, I was gonna ask you, do you want to give everyone like a body cam? So on this show, what I'm gonna start doing is like, especially when I have guest stars, You just stand up and you show your body and you show people what you're working with. So I call that the Ronald Cam. So you want to do it, bitch? Why you don't want to do it? Your body is not on point.
Show up and like take me.
You said what?
Literally just had lunch. Literally just had lunch. Literally bloated right now.
Well, looking at me, bitch, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do all of that. She looked lovely. That's all that matters. Okay. Well, I appreciate you at least trying. Okay, there you go. There you go. You showed a little bit.
I tried.
Doesn't matter. Well, you tried a little bit. Yes.
Get that.
Look at all those muscles. Another question I have for you: why are you such a hateful bitch?
I didn't think I was a hateful bitch.
I think you are.
I didn't think that was the case.
I am such a nice person to you.
Why do you think?
Huh? What did you say?
I'm listening.
No, I was asking you. I'm
listening.
Okay. I said, I have been such a nice person to you. You're always giving me a hard time. And yeah. So I'm just wondering why you're just such a hateful bitch.
I think you are a little mistaken about what it means to be a nice person. I think, well, I don't know. I just kind of think you don't know what that means. I think you sort of, I don't know. I like you, not because you're nice.
I am.
So let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Besides some of the bitches that we used to work with, you know what? They all think I'm a bitch, which I kind of am. But at the same time, them bitches judge me from like day one. So it's okay. We're all good now. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I was going to ask you on that.
Well, you brought a lot of great publicity.
I did. You know, I served my time there. I was the first Black bartender they had in over a decade. And I made my mark there. A lot of bitches like the butler, they have been trying it forever to replace me. But it's hard to replace a bitch like this. First off, you got to have the personality. You have to have the looks. And none of them bitches don't have that. So in order to replace someone like this, it's going to take a lot. So to the future generations that work at Mickey's, kudos to you getting there. So I'll give you a good congratulations. So I'm done talking about that place. The topic I want to talk about today. So this was like the main topic I wanted to go over. So I don't want you to feel uneasy. Yeah, let's get into it. So the topic today we're going to be discussing is going to be Black men dating in LA. So how do you feel about the gay dating in LA as a Black man?
Oh, good question. I think that it's interesting. I think to be a Black person in the scene, I think the West Hollywood scene, means that you're always going to be surrounded by men, majority, predominantly that aren't Black. So I think that there's a lot of interracial dating that happens in the scene. I see that a whole lot. It's a lot of the times Black men don't like to date other Black men.
A fucking man.
They like to date white men.
No one is.
But I guess, I don't know. I don't really see.
No, I was just going to say, here's the thing. Everyone can date whoever they want to date. That's just not the point that we're just trying to make here. What we're trying to say is being a Black man and being gay just in general and living in West Hollywood is completely different from any other race because we just have it overall a harder time trying to date in the community. First off, we have people who look at us as the fucking fetish. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it happens for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it definitely happens. And then second of all, people, not all. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to say that because if I bring that up, you know, some people will take it the wrong way, and I just do not want to like go to that point. But my overall thing with it, I just feel like, oh, okay, bitch. I was just going to say, people overall, they just feel as black men. First off, they think all black men are tops, which is not always the case. Which we're not just talking about us. We're just talking about overall. They think all black men are tops, and they just think black men are just like some of them, not all, not all white men, not all Hispanics or whatever. They think all black men are just like a fetish. They just feel like they try to, in a way, think of us as like toys, you know, in a way. I'm trying to find the best way to describe it. Do you agree with that in a way?
Well, yeah, I think there, of course, there's a lot of gay men who assume black men are tops because black men are notoriously more thought of to be masculine, you know, to just be more aggressive. I think that's a stereotype. Some black men play into it, some black men don't. But, you know, black men are sometimes over-sexualized because, you know, they have the bigger penises, quote unquote, you know, they're stronger, you know, so that's just their social standing is just like more masculine. So I think a lot of non-black people expect black men to want to be tops, and that's what they want from them. But there is a whole bunch of very effeminate black men out there, hence
Exactly.
hence you know that.
I'm like, look at me, bitch. I am not masculine at all. I'm like, I'd be the first one to say it. It's 100% true. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with
you. I mean, so yeah, I mean,
right. Okay, were you about to say something else?
No, there's like a little lag on the video.
I know. That's what do.
But yeah.
Okay.
But I just feel like that's just like LA. You know, I think black dating in LA, in Los Angeles, is a whole different monster because a lot of black men don't come out to the scene, you know, unless like it's like a black night. But you do predominantly see, you know, maybe white Latin men in West Hollywood. I have a lot of black friends who don't like West Hollywood. Same. But but they flourish in places like Atlanta or Chicago, you know. So it just more caters to black interests.
And if you notice in West Hollywood, just in general, and this is something I just noticed with the gay community in general, they really want to be accepted by the straight community, but they can't even accept their own people. That's one thing I noticed. If you really notice it in West Hollywood, and you can agree or disagree, there's not really any. You have trunks, but there's not really many like gay themed like black nights. Well, I can't think of any. I feel like that is one thing that's just been really lacking. Yeah. I was also going to say there's not a lot of black bartenders in Hollywood. And were you about to say something?
No, that's true. Yeah, so I mean, I was going to say there's also legacy at heart with Brandon Anthony.
Yes,
he's a big promoter for black gay events. So he does that at heart. And of course, we used to have like Blow at Penthouse and all that, but they shut that down. Yeah, I mean, it's not many black oriented spaces, but you know, you don't see a lot of black bartenders either. I don't know if black bartenders are applying at West Hollywood or if they don't think that, you know, black bartenders will Yeah.
I think what it is, they are applying, but they're getting denied because based on their skin color. Because we've had this conversation before, and it's even at Mickey's, it was discrimination. Because the thing about it is, this just not Mickey's, and I'm not trying to like trash Mickey's. Like I love Mickey's, but in general, they prefer, especially if a black bartender come in, they prefer light skin over dark skin anytime. So I feel like that's part of the problem in West Hollywood. That you can definitely agree with that. You know, they definitely prefer light skin over dark skin. It's not many black bartenders in West Hollywood. It's so many things just like overall, it just wrong with West Hollywood, and it needs to change. Like if the gay community really want to be accepted more by the straight community, we need to come together and be as one. I think that's just part of the problem.
I agree, but I think that different cultures, they just like different things. You know, I think
absolutely
black people like a different type of music than white people. They drink a different type of alcohol. You know, Latin people like a different type of music. So, you know, you're doing these sort of niche nights for different groups of people. You know, I think that West Hollywood can do a better job at integrating, you know, a little bit of everything. Just so like everyone can feel represented in one single night instead of you know having to be a particular night for a particular set of people. But I don't know, West Hollywood's always going to cater to you know, white people. I mean, it's always going to, you know, it's just like that's just
and you know what?
It's always, I mean, that's just how it was built. That's how.
Yeah, you know, the problem is, since this is something that I learned myself, you can't try to go in and try to change something. Something that's been the same forever, you cannot try to go in and change. That's the same thing when I went into Mickey's. I thought with me coming on board, that it was going to bring some kind of change to just West Hollywood in general. I'm like, you know what? You can have someone who can be feminine. You can have someone who can be very good looking, have personality, and can bring in the clientele. That was something that I thought that I could bring in, something I can represent throughout West Hollywood. But at the end of the day, things are still going to be the same. There's nothing. Even I've had this conversation with Tony Moore. If Tony, if you're watching this, hello, by the way. Tony Moore is a promoter at Mickey's. So, and me and him have had this conversation as well as we're discussing right now, that you can't try to go in thinking you're going to change things. And you know what? I realize that. But it still doesn't hurt to talk about it, because a lot of people, and you know, I think it is black, like queer people are applying for these positions, but they're just getting straight up denied. Because I know when I first, like years ago, I remember back in 2017, I was walking around. I couldn't even get, and a lot of people don't know this. This is way before I finally got my big break in West Hollywood. I remember I had applied at the Abbey, couldn't even get an interview. They wouldn't even look at my resume. That's just how it was. They didn't care. They just didn't want a black person working there. That's just how I thought about the Abbey at the time. Not saying it's true, but that's just how I felt about it at the time. I also applied at Mickey's. I actually tried to interview at Mickey's. Couldn't get an interview with Adam, but I just feel like in general, it's a lot of like black people, black queer people who come into West Hollywood and they're trying to like find jobs just like everyone else, but they're easily getting picked over. And I'm not even going to get into like the topic of the straight community that's just taking over West Hollywood. If you have a straight, tall, white guy come in, have no experience over a qualified, good-looking black guy, I'm just saying, like in general, we know this is true. It's true. You can have someone who's qualified, but they'll pick someone who's not qualified as long as they're white and they're tall and good looking. That's just what it is. Like I'm not about to call one person out in particular. I think we know who this person is. I love him to death. But a lot of times this happens. This has been happening forever. But you know what? I don't hold any hate, but I feel like this is something that should come up. You know what I mean?
Okay. And what's the solution?
I think what it is, the solution could be is for the people who are running these places, like the Abbey, Mickey's, all of just all of the clubs in general, to learn how to do something to bring everyone together, like have more theme nights, show Black people in a way, a good representation. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that's part of one of the first steps in trying to make our community better. Because if this just keeps happening, a lot of people are going to feel some type of way with it, especially because I've talked to like several Black men, and they have told me, they were like, I refuse to go to West Hollywood because they feel like it's a lot of racism. It is, honestly, when you think about it, it is a lot of racism that go on there. And I just feel like West Hollywood in general is just so entitled, and some of the people who go there, and this is just not everyone. I just want to clarify this to everyone. This is not everyone. But that is part of the problem that needs to change. So I just feel like the people who own these, who run these places, should be trying to make these places better. And I could call out all these people names, because bitch, I know all of them. I know everyone in West Hollywood, but I'm not going to do that. It's up to them to try to make these changes. So that's what I wanted to talk about on this show today. Do you somewhat agree with me? You don't have to agree with everything. You somewhat agree with what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a stranger to West Hollywood. It can feel very exclusive when it comes to, I guess, POC, specifically Black people. I'm Black. I've felt excluded from many things, groupings and all types of things when I've been there. I never really let it affect me. I sort of create my own sort of galaxy. You want to be a part of that, you come join me. But I've also met a lot of great people there. I've met a lot of great friends. I've worked up and down that boulevard. So I guess I am what you may call an anomaly, someone who was able to be Black and sort of penetrate West Hollywood and have a good time doing it. I do understand where Black people are coming from, especially if they want to go out and feel a more inclusive vibe. I think it's not so much the fault of the bars as it is the fault of the people who just go to West Hollywood. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the patrons, the clientele, those are the people who bring the money and support these establishments and keep them open. So if they're not tipping, or if they're not going to places where there are Black bartenders, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
That sort of. So it's just like then, the bar wants to make money.
You know what? And I'm not gonna give out names, but this was a person who I talked to in general. I talked to him before. We've had this conversation many times. He used to go to my gym. I switched gyms. But me and him had a conversation about, he was working at Trunk's. He had told me, and we all know this, majority of Trunk's clientele is Black. And for the longest time, Trunk's did not have a Black bartender at all. And this bartender who I had talked to about it, I was like, what? I was like, this is part of the problem. He said that he had went to the owner. He went to the owner's husband and told him about this, because what happened was the owner's husband was working one night, and some random Black guy came up to him and started screaming at him and saying, "Where's your Black bartender?" And it wasn't until this person who is white said something, things started to finally change. But it took literally, I don't know, how long I've been in LA. I've been in LA 8.5 years. I've never seen a Black bartender at Trunk's besides this past year. They finally brought one on board, which I'm happy they're making some kind of progress. I'm glad that they're trying, but other places need to step up their game. So yeah, I just
Well, yeah,
wanted
Trunks will do well with more
to
with.
say that one more
Yeah,
time.
Trunks will do well with a black bartender. They have a really black. Trunks will do well with a black or more than one black bartender because they have a very black clientele. So that black people want to see black people who come to Trunks. They want to be served by black people.
Definitely,
I think
definitely, I
that
agree with you. Definitely
it's just
agree
more
with you on that.
comfortable that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do kind of
Yeah,
understand. Maybe
even making sure their bar. Mhm.
no, sorry, it's just kind of like the lag, and I'm not
I
trying to
was just
cut
gonna
you.
say.
I was gonna say I
There's a
kind of,
lag. Yeah, I
I
was gonna
kind
say.
of
No, go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. Just a little.
Okay, I was just gonna say I kind of understand like
Go.
Mickey's like
Go.
because they cater more towards like the Latin crowd, which I understand that. So having Latin bartenders and white bartenders is completely fine. So just
Mhm.
for example,
Mhm.
when Mo was working there, we all know Mo. Mo's this beautiful black woman who used to work at Mickey's. She made history. She was the first ever woman to work at Mickey's.
Mhm.
But a lot of people thought Mo was like mixed.
Was
They
she?
thought she was like they thought she was Hispanic. A lot of people thought that, but she's actually white and black. One thing I will
She
give
is
Hart,
mixed. She is mixed, though.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, no, I'm just saying. Well, they thought she was Hispanic. A lot of people were thinking that she was just that, but she's not. She's black and white.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying in general. I kind of understand their point of view. I will give Hart credit for trying because I do love like what's happening with Hart. They have like the legacy on Sundays. Like they have like the black themed nights. They're trying to do something for everyone. I do
Mhm.
like what they're doing for that. So if you're watching this episode, I'll give it to a
Because
don't
of the
vote.
Latin nights on Fridays.
Yeah, exactly. I love how they have like the little theme nights. So I
Mhm.
will give them, for example, for like trying. I think Hart, Trunks, and maybe the Chapel are the only ones who kind of really do like theme nights. I don't see it a lot with like, well, Rocco's too sometimes, but like Motherload, no. High Tops, no. Bayou, no. Revolver, no. Those are the ones that are not kind of like stepping up their game, but that's just how I feel about it. This is just my point.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay.
um, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue, I think in the LA gay scene is that there aren't any like straight bars for like a straight black bar. There
No.
aren't just like a bar that is created by and for black people. So I think that what has to happen is that, on these theme nights, black people sort of have to infiltrate a bar that is, for lack of a better term, a white bar. So on those nights, you have to totally change their entire culture and fabric just for that night, where they put like Douce and Hennessy on the shelves. They change their DJ. So I think, having to like up and switch, right? Having to up and switch the culture of your bar for one night, it's very stressful for the clientele, for the bar, for all of that. And, you kind of always switching the culture. The bartenders are like, oh, I know what's happening. On this night, we're getting this. On this night, we're getting that. But I think that if there was, a black business owner who came and created a black bar, there used to be some in LA. They sort of
Yeah.
all closed down. But I
Unfortunately,
think, that helps a lot. It just, I don't like that, things have to be segregated that way. But it just so happens that black and white people just like different things. Like black people don't want to listen to Katy Perry all night. They want to hear hip hop. They want to hear R&B. They want to hear. They do.
exactly. You right.
They don't want to hear like trance music. They want to hear a song. Yeah. And I think a lot of, especially bars and mhm.
No, I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's about the music. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
about the music. I think it's about like I rarely go out in West Hollywood and just really enjoy the music. And I love music, but I rarely, because it's always like, you know, a DJ playing some type of EDM mix on a song. And I get it. It's supposed to be like high energy and you're jumping around. But, you know, for me, I like to listen to songs. I like to dance, and I can never really do that. So it's never really as fun as I want it to be. And I think a lot of Black people feel that way. So, you know, we just have to find spaces that support the type of fun Black gay men like to have. And I mean, it's just hard. It's just hard to please everyone. But I do appreciate the bars that at least try, like you said.
Exactly. Same. Exactly. And this show today, I just want everyone to know, I'm not trashing any club, any bars. I'm just kind of like bringing awareness to like one of the issues that they can kind of like help change. So that's what I'm trying to like. That's why I'm bringing it up today. So I just want to clarify. I'm not trashing any bars or any nightclubs, but I'm trying to help them be better. That's all I'm saying about it. So, well, yeah, no, definitely.
Be better. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge,
Exactly. They have this huge opportunity. And the thing about it is, I know that they cater to like, the white and Latin community, but Black people have money too. Like, just don't assume that, because even like, if you know, Mickey's is even doing, I don't know, I'm not trying to keep bringing up Mickey's, they even have Middle Eastern night, which has been doing really well. And I love that they're starting to like bring in more things, like they're doing like Bear Night, which Maz, who's a promoter at Mickey's, he's been doing that as well. He's been trying to like bring some kind of like diversity to like, just like to the scene overall. So I kind of like what they're doing. I feel like we're going in the right direction, but at the same time, we're not. So I think we're just gonna find somewhere that we can all meet down the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The gay population in LA is huge. It's diverse. And it just so happens that West Hollywood is the mecca, you know, for gayness in Los Angeles. So, you know, I mean, it could be sad that, you know, there's a whole group of gay people that feel like they're not even comfortable in a place designed for gay people. So, you know, it's all about, you know, creating or growing that comfort level for every single type of gay person in West Hollywood. You know, addressing, you know, the prejudices that happen there, addressing just the behavior that keeps us divided. You know, just it's all about like giving different DJs opportunities to play different type of music. Like you said, hiring more diverse workers in West Hollywood. You know, and just like, just finding ways to make an all-inclusive night. So just not like Black night, Latin night, white night, you know, because that, I mean, I don't think that helps as much as it hurts, you know, but like, you know, for an hour you play hip hop, for an hour you play pop, for an hour you play Latin, you know, for an hour you play EDM, you know, different things where people are having to listen, you know, and learn and figure out that they may like this type of music, you know. So it's just giving people a different opportunity to enjoy West Hollywood in a different way. Because like, if you just make it a Black night, then only Black people are going to come.
Exactly.
Know? Once in a while you get, you know, some chocolate lovers in the building, you know, True. But like for the most part, you know, you're not, you know, I mean, just like people might want to listen to hip hop, you know, so it's just like find
and it's every
ways to integrate all those type of different music. Yeah, like let's all enjoy things together. But I just think that you go to every single bar, they're all playing the same track, you know, just like, then who are you catering to, you know? It's just like diversify everything, you know? So.
That's what I feel about it. Exactly. And so what you just said, I got to give you a round of applause because that's a great solution to like solving the problem. So that's just what I feel about it. Yeah. Well, I do want to thank you for coming here today, taking out time from your day in order to be here with me. You know, I'm always grateful. You know, I love you, bitch. We're a hot mess. And I am so glad we've been on each other for like 2 years now, but I'm so glad that I have you in my life.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thankful for you too. You were someone at Mickey's that I was able to bond with. I was like, oh, another Black person works there, so we automatically had that bond, and we had such great times, especially on Saturdays
Oh my
when we
God,
was in
bitch, that was
Vegas.
a mess. That was a mess with Tony, like always
Yeah, it
going
was fun.
crazy. The kitchen was
Mhm.
always a mess. It was just always something. You know, I was always fucking getting
Yeah,
into everybody. I'm like, that job,
50 mimosas.
you know, you remember I used to complain about them every fucking time. I'm like, I'm sick of making these fucking mimosas. Because they just love losing money. Like we both know this. I used to hate making them bitches. And then Cake will always like tell people, "Oh, get your refill, bitch. Shut up. Just do your damn job. Get some more people in here because we only got 30 people in here." And half the time it wouldn't even be that, and there would be like big group, 15 and 15. Like, girl, bring in a bigger crowd and
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Girl, we all know this. I'm like, and I tell you guys all the time, whatever I say, I mean it. And you know, I'm the type of person, I just give no fuss at all. And I say things that sometimes people want to say, but they don't say. And if I don't say it, who else is going to say it? That's all it's to it at this fucking point.
Right.
Period. Well,
Period.
I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I do, like I said again. I'm saying again. Thank you for coming on this show today, saying words of wisdom and trying to be a solution to the problem.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And to close out the show, I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. As I always say, get your life together, get your credit together, and then also clean that fucking kitchen because we do not do roaches. Can I get an A fucking man?
Amen.
Amen. All right, then, Nate. Well, thank you so much again, and I will talk to you later, bitch.
All right. Peace out.
All right, bye. Why?